spiritual ecstasy, not the pill, which one can declare Shechianu over with thanksgiving to Hashem. Our authorities debate whether one could make Shechianu on the acquiring of a new sefer Torah, and since they're at dispute as usual, they suggest one takes a new fruit, God help me, and we'll have in mind here, first of all, for achieving and supporting this cause. All of you here, without exception, who donated so generously, without which this would never have happened. I'm also talking about the extended community of Borehamwood and members of the other shul, which we now do talk about, without mentioning names, who were united, as Daniel pointed out one last time, and helping us in our cause. May all of you be blessed by the Almighty for your health, happiness, success, both materially and spiritually. Amen. A big special thanks to our friends Paul and Justine Deacon, who contributed substantially to the new sefer Torah. Their dedication should be as a chut, a true merit. And this mitzvah should be of tremendous benefit to the neshama of Justine Zeimab Judy, and allow us all to have an aliyah to rise up to tremendous heights in Shamayim in heaven. The departed of the family come down to give their own personal blessings, and so Justine, your mom is schlepping nachas here from this kehillah, their commitment and the devotion towards a special mitzvah that you and your family and all your friends have shown. Thanks to our president and Rose, who together with the whole team helped set up this evening. Thank you to our FR, Mr. Wanham, who helped organize the finances of this and suffered a few minor shocks along the way. But I'm delighted to study. In a few weeks' time, some of us here, remain nameless, will be finishing our first Gemara, which we started 2.5 years ago. Week in, week out, commitment at the end of the day, the first seal for this kehillah, which will be hopefully the forerunner of many more. May I conclude once again by thanking all of you here for absolutely everything. And in merit of this mitzvah, may we be spared any future suffering and rejoice together in the holy city of Yerushalayim, coming of Mashiach. Amen. Amen.
And finally he chose one, and I looked at it, and I said, it's beautiful, but it's not kosher. And because there were various psulim, and we actually took the sefer in the Bezdin at that time to fix it up so that it should be available for the first Shabbos that the minyan started here. And thank God we've come to the point where the shul has their own sefer Torah. And it is the joy that was so palpable in today's Hachmas Sefer Torah, where we had the whole kehillah joining in this Sefer Torah, is something I'm not going to get so easily. But more than the joy, I was thinking as we were dancing and walking the Sefer Torah into the Aron Kodesh, I thought to myself, it's not only a special day, but it's actually a milestone in the development of this kehillah. It's a marker. Its significance is not just for today, but its significance is it shows the progress of the kehillah. And if we look at it in that step,
Dayanim, Rabbanim, and all of Israel. Firstly, I'd like to say I just want to thank Rabbi Garson for asking me to speak here today. And I'm just going to share a quick Devar Torah, which I hope you will find interesting. we learn in Parshas Vayelech the importance of the mitzvah of writing a sefer Torah. The Rambam states in his Sefer HaMitzvot that if one is unable to write a Torah, he must buy one or hire someone to write one. We can clearly see how there is always a way to do a mitzvah, and logically, if we are told that we have to try and do the mitzvah in a different way because we couldn't do it the normal way, we would assume that it was a rather important mitzvah, one that must be done however we do it. So the obvious question is, why? What makes this mitzvah so important? And why do we need to do it? Firstly, we must simply understand, why do we have a Torah? In the olden times, or the times when the Torah was around, we wouldn't have had books or printers or however we would normally study today. And so everything would have been written on scrolls or parchment, and that's how everything would have been learned, whereas they would have had their Torah. They wouldn't have had the Chumash like we have now. You open up your Chumash and you start to learn. They would have had a scroll which they would learn from, since they didn't have books. And so the mitzvah to write a sefer Torah was so everyone would be able to learn it, because they all would have had to learn it from actual sefer Torah scrolls. It shows how important the mitzvah of